a sense of community when you're free. Rolling through the mountains, rolling through the valley, rolling through paradise with me.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. OMG. I don't know how my guest has time to do this, really, because he is a musician, a music teacher. He's a singer, songwriter, and he does radio shows, plural, all the way from Germany. My guest is Jørg Klein. Welcome to the show, Jørg.
Hello, Nancy. Thanks for the invitation. Glad to be here.
I'm so excited, really, because as I mentioned, you are a radio DJ at Melodic Radio, right? You're an owner at MX Pro Records, radio DJ at Pluto Radio. The list goes on.
Yeah.
So let's go way back to when you were a little guy, okay? And when you first got into music.
My first touch of music was with my dad and my parents, my very musical parents. My dad was playing the accordion.
Okay,
playing some electric organ, and my sister was playing the flute. My mom was singing, and so I played my first organ pieces, so pop pieces like Tom Jones and this stuff. It was in the mid of the 70s. I was playing on the keyboard,
right,
using 2 fingers,
Yes.
But it worked out. So it was in the age of, I'm not sure, about 7. Then I became 9 and got my first acoustic guitar and some lessons for 3 years or something. Mm-hmm. And then came the point where I got a vinyl record. It was a sampler, and there was a song named Rapper's Delight on it. And I liked it a lot, and there was an unknown Australian band on it. And it was AC/DC, and the song was Highway to Hell. And that formed my life and set up my way until now.
Really good. That's awesome. Now, as a musician now, do you perform in a band, or are you a solo artist?
At the moment, I'm a solo artist. I had a band for many, many years. So we started in, I think, around 2010 or something, playing cover songs, then playing blues songs, trying everything around here to get a few gigs and to play on some fairs. And yeah, it wasn't that successful, because here in Germany, in the south of Germany, here in Bavaria, it's really hard when you don't play covers and when you don't play weddings and some such like this. From my side, you're almost lost. Right. And then came 2018, and I said to the band boys, hey, let's do the blues. We can't do anything wrong in doing the blues. Those are 3 chords, and we'll master that. Nothing can go wrong. Yeah. And then I concepted one blues album, played it together with my drummer, with Marcus here from Bavaria. And that was the first album I ever recorded on CD and on the streaming medias now. Yeah, so it started. A guy from Romania heard that CD, was listening to it, and he invited us to the Brezoi open air festival, a really big open air festival there in the heart of Romania. Yeah, and then it started, playing the blues with the band. We had a little tour in Romania then. We were playing here in Munich, around Ingolstadt. And yeah, and then came COVID. We wanted to play some other locations too, but then came COVID, and unfortunately, in the beginning of this year, we lost our rehearsal room. So it turns out I'm a solo artist, and there's a positive and a negative side. The negative side is it was really funny to play with a band, to have all the
Yeah.
songs working and interactive, and if you want to do some little longer solo part, you only say make a loop and you do it. Yeah, that is lost, and it was a lot of fun. But the positive side is now I'm working on my guitar instrumentals. I started 30 years ago or something, and with using the playbacks, I have a chance to present my music as I concepted it. And that's so cool. There's nothing wobbly. You have it on the headphones or on the in-ears. You're listening to exactly what you want to have, what you want to listen to. Yeah, and that's the way I'm following now, making my guitar instrumentals. And at the moment, I'm working with 3 Norwegian guys to make a little tour in March there in Norway.
Very nice. Yeah, very nice. So when did you get into teaching music?
I think it was all all my life long. No, the professional way in making guitar lessons started in, I guess, in 2006 or something. I had my business here as advertising technician. So I had here in this room, I had 2 printing machines. Above, I had a big solvent ink printer for no, not for planes, for maps and this stuff, and yeah, and all that stuff. But it ended. So the internet came, and all the other printers, had much better prices than I could reach with one person doing everything alone on my own. And then I thought it could be a nice idea until I can get back to printing and become famous and rich. You know how it is in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, until then, I'm going to make professional guitar lessons. And I started with 1 day, 2 days, then I had 3 days. Yeah, I never went back to advertising. So I'm stuck here as a guitar teacher, as a musician, label guy, radio guy. Blah, 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 blah.
That's pretty funny. So how many students do you have at any particular time?
At the moment, during the crisis and after the COVID thing, it's only 20 students a week at the moment, and the highest count in 2018 was 55 students a week.
Oh my goodness. Wow, that's a lot of students, but even 20 is a good number of students.
Yeah, it's it's hardly enough to pay the bills and to pay
Yeah.
the rent.
Yeah.
And I really, really hope that the people out there will come back to playing guitar and
Yeah.
to sing and to make handmade music as it was a few years ago.
Absolutely.
I hope it.
Absolutely. I agree with you. It's so necessary, right? We need music. We just need, and I think I've talked to other musicians, and I think the worst thing that they did was shut music down during COVID, like live music, because that's the one thing people need when things are not going well.
Yeah, you need it for the soul.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So now tell me about being a DJ. What do you do as a DJ? Exactly what are you doing? Let's just talk about a melodic, for instance. What do you do there?
It was a great opportunity to get this job because I started making my radio shows. The first radio show was running in the end of 2019. Yeah, it was 2019 in Romania.
Okay.
It was the radio station of a friend of mine, and it was a pre-recorded show. And he told me, hey, you know so many songs, you have so many albums and songs. Come on, make a radio show, send it to me, make it in German, because he was a big friend of the German language. And unfortunately, my friend died last year
Sorry to hear that. Yeah.
by a heart attack. But that was my start. And then I got the connections to a radio station in England. Then came Power Plant Radio in Canada. Then I met John Renard, my very good friend in Burbank, with the Pluto Radio, and those were all pre-recorded shows. And it was always Jörg's world, because I'm going to play the songs I love, I grew up with, and a little bit of the teacher in me also says, hey, let us play the songs by Y and by Malmsteen, because there are people out there who should know about this guitar artist. So it came, and then I got the opportunity by a colleague, by Stefan. He's also a radio DJ on Melodic Radio.
Right.
And he made me the contact to Mario. He's my boss at Melodic Radio in Bremen, here in Germany.
Right. I forgot to ask.
Yeah, more.
Sorry, yeah, I forgot to ask you. Like, as a singer, do you sing in German, or do you sing in English as well as German?
The German songs are not so great to sing. So I think my mother language is not a good language to sing. So I'm doing everything in English.
Okay, all right, yeah. What is now? You were I can't read this. Some of this is something at God Music School.
Yeah, that's my guitar school. And
Okay.
at the moment I'm doing it 100% online, here also in Zoom, because of the great chances I have in here. And I must say, I don't miss the live lessons so much, because I see so much more here on the camera, and I can send a document. I can say, hey, come on, let's share a video of a well-known artist, or here you have some harmonic scales or something. So for making guitar lessons, it's perfect. And the only thing I do in German, to come back to the radio show on Melodic Radio, that's my live show every Tuesday. I'm doing it in a German language, and I have more than 10,000 listeners on there live every Tuesday, and that's a great thing.
Very nice. What about Pluto Radio?
My friend John on Pluto Radio, I sent him a couple of my songs, and he was amazed about that. Hey, all the timings, all the chords, and you do the blues, you do metal, you do, please send me everything. And we talked on and forth, and John is an amazing singer with an amazing voice, and his radio voice is like, I don't know how to say, like Dracula. He's got a voice like Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
And so we talked on and forth, and I started to make 4 radio plays for Hörspiel, that's a radio drama, 4 radio dramas, where I involved John. So it was the story, I'm the German guy living for more than 300 years here on Earth, and in an ancient time, in, let's say, around 1800.
Right.
And then I heard a call coming out of a mirror, and I went to that mirror and went through the mirror and found myself back on the planet Pluto doing a radio show. And that's a story around this radio drama in 4 parts.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Growing up, what musicians did you listen to?
I grew up with the guitar music. Also, so mostly it started out with the Shrapnel records, so the very big 80s guitar artists, Jason Becker, Marty Friedman, Joey Fowler, and all them. And then I followed this thread through all the years, listening to Mr. Blackmore, listening to Yngwie Malmsteen, Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, and all this really fascinating guitarists that used to invent new things every year. With doing a new album means you have tons of new techniques, of new harmonies in there, and that's my way. That's my world.
Okay, very good. Yeah. Now you said you're into doing instrumental, right? Music now, right? Recording your instrumentals. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Or are
Doing
you
everything on my own.
okay? Yeah. Well, I think that's awesome. If you can do it. Not everybody's in that position where they can set up a studio and do those things, right? So it's nice that you're able to do that.
Right. Yeah.
But are you still singing though?
I have 4 songs on the set where I sing a few words, but most of the set, it's around, I would say, 90 minutes at the moment. Most of it is when I'm talking through my guitar.
Okay, right. Now, let's talk about your students a little bit. Like, I'm not asking you for names, but it's always interesting to me because often when I talk to a teacher of any kind, sometimes there's like this one student that stands out that is just a natural. Do you find that you have that?
It turned out that I have a handful of those students
Oh,
I had over many, many years, and a part of it fell out of my courses due to COVID and to being
right.
too lazy to practice and so on and so on. But a handful of them is really extraordinary, and they know what they do, and I think they will find the way to make their own recordings and to find their own style. Yes,
Right.
I got a handful of them. Yeah,
That's nice. It must feel good though, right? When you see them
absolutely.
progress well. Yeah. Now, do you have any that you think, even though they're there and they might be coming back, that they're really not good at what they do?
You mean the
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 music,
lazy
it's too,
side of the students?
yeah, like they're not quite getting it.
Yeah, it's always a point of how much, as a student, how much do I want to have it happen?
Yeah.
So I need to establish a fixed hour every day or every second day maybe, and a fixed routine to go through that. And due to COVID, people have become really lazy. And when you can't establish 1 hour a day, or let's say 30 minutes a day, for doing whatever you love and whatever you want to do, then you lose it. And that was the people I lost on the way.
And I can kind of understand because people often ask me, because my last name is guitar, they always ask me, do you play the guitar? I remember when I was about 15, I don't know where I got the guitar, it might have been my brother's, but practicing for a little while, but I didn't really stick to it, which is too bad, you know?
Yeah.
But that's common, I think, with a lot of young people, right?
It's never too late, Nancy.
No, I agree. It's never too late. But, amazingly, and I am so busy. I'm more busy than when I actually had a job, It is like, wow. Because, I do this. This is just, I don't get paid for this, but I'm involved in other things. And it's like, what am I doing to myself? But whatever, I'm still enjoying life. So that's all that matters. That's what I think of this.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
You look on your watch and you see it's Monday,
Yeah.
and you look a second time and you see it's Friday.
Where did it all go? Like we here in Chilliwack, I've came up with this concept of having a cupcake festival, which is going to be held on December 2nd. So today, right now in my kitchen, I have about 40 cupcakes that I have to decorate, put the icing on, but I've got about 100 more to do.
Wow.
But it's fun, that's just for fun. And it's just that once it's over until maybe next year, But I think, and I'm sure you'll find the same, when you're busy, it's, even if you're doing a whole bunch of different things, it still feels good, right?
It always feels good when you love what you do.
Yeah.
That's the point. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I do this. It feels really good. So now your songs that you have out, I guess they must be in the usual place like Spotify and
On all the streaming services
yeah.
and download services worldwide.
Okay. So just under your name?
You look for Jörg,
Okay.
because that's the common problem. Because you Americans, you don't have that funny points on the O. And so my
Or do we
original name is
Canadians?
Jörg with the points.
Yeah.
And it turned out that I'm York because George, that sounds too pink for me.
Okay. I'm Canadian, by the way, and we don't have that thought either. It's the same with the French, you know. I have French relatives, and we don't always have those accents when I want to talk to them, right? Anyway, so it's so I'm just looking at like what I have here that I'm looking at your Facebook profile, and it's open.spotify.com/artist and a whole bunch of other things. And that is guitarondemand.de. Is that your teaching school?
My guitar school.
Okay, yeah.
And the rest of my stuff on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on the internet.
Yeah.
You find as York from Germany. One word, York
One
from
word.
Germany.
Okay, I got that. So I'll make sure I get that under your name, right? So that people can find you that way. And I really hope that, you know, the viewers will pick up on that, because I'm going to go. I have Spotify, so I'm definitely going to go and get some of your music, so I can listen to it, you know.
Yeah, great.
Well, thanks for doing this with me. I really appreciate it.
And you're from British Columbia,
Yes.
where my friends from The Mighty One also live.
Oh, now the Mighty One. Did I interview them? I might have.
Yeah, a few days ago. He
Yeah.
told about us meeting in Norway. We did the
That's
festival
right.
there
Oh, yes.
together.
Yeah.
We had a great time. But he's also, so it's Tim, it's Bob, and it's Chris, and I think they used to live in your neighborhood or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I forget, sometimes I forget who I interviewed and who I'm yet to interview, you know, so you'll forgive me, the Mighty Ones. You'll have to forgive me if I didn't remember right off the bat. But thank you, George. I really appreciate you doing this with me. And I just stay online. I want to thank the audience. So you've been listening to Jørg Klein. I'm going to include his information so that you can look it up. And, you know, maybe you want to learn to play the guitar. You can always contact him. And remember, with Zoom, doesn't matter where you are, you can find him, right?
Yeah.
Right, George? So thank you everybody for watching the show. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you share and like and subscribe would be nice. And take care, everybody. Peace out.
A sense of community, Chilliwack's a place to be. A sense of community where you're free. Rolling through the mountains, rolling through the valley, rolling through paradise with me. It's multicultural, you're sure to see it all. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see. Come party in the park, go dancing after dark. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see.